but it's the blind resume draft, and we're going to look at 8 different resumes, and we're going to decide who's in, who's out. Each of us have to pick 4 apiece. So 4 that would be on the good side of the bubble, and obviously 4 that we leave outside. So let's go ahead and get things started. Let's look at some of these resumes, and I will go through it. So this is resume number 1. This team has a record of 17-11. They are 8-9 in conference play. Their net is 57. Their resume average metric is 43. Their quality average metric is at 55.7. And their quad 1 and quad 2 record is at 8-11. So again, the net's 57. The record 17-11 overall. And their quad 1, quad 2 is 8-11. Rob, I'm going to start with you as I ponder these numbers. In or out?
When our producer Dagan proposed this game, it sounded a lot easier than it is right now. Like I gotta lock in my pick on whether or not this team is in. I'm going out. I'm taking out.
Lean out. Then I'm like, show me the other one.
If their net is that low, then I am just blindly guessing that they don't have enough great. Like the Q1 and Q2 record is heavily skewed towards like the back end Q1 or more Q2 or something. So I'm out. I'm out on whoever that is. They're not dancing. They didn't do enough to deserve it. That's what I'm saying, Jarrell.
Jarrell, what do you think, buddy?
I got a weird feeling that these may get tougher as we go. And this may not be the worst looking one. So I'm gonna say.
Oh, you think Dagan's messing with us, Jarrell? You think Dagan decided that he's gonna have some fun to torture us a little bit? Yeah, he's loving this.
Dagan likes to have fun. He likes to have fun that way.
All right, I need to see the resume.
In.
Go ahead. You think
in? So I got one. That's one. That's so one of my in.
Rob's out. Can I see it one more time? Can you flash it up on the screen for me, Dagan? So a net of 57. Is that North Carolina? I'm going to go out. I think they're out. I think that team right now, based on that resume, is sitting out. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to our next. Oh, wait, who is it?
Indiana.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'll put Indiana in. Good for Mike
Woodson,
it's
the
man.
Indiana Hoosiers at 17-11, a net of 57. Now that you've seen it, Jarrell McNeil, yes or no?
I'll trade. Jarrell, you can have my out.
They are in. I think they're in.
So you want to keep? I was going to say you could have my out, and I'll trade you. And you give me your. You're keeping it. All right, I messed that one up. Okay.
All right, so Indiana, I had them out too, and I think based on what they've done over the last couple of weeks, they're probably on the good side if they can finish off in a good way with Ballo, Galloway, and company. So Mike Woodson's team is playing loose, playing better, and we'll see what happens come Selection Sunday. But right now, the blind resume, we went 2 outs and 1 in. All right, Dagan, let's go on to the next team. All right, here we go. So the record overall is 20-8. The conference record is 12-5. The net is 43. Resume average metric 52.7. Quality average 43. And the quad 1 and quad 2 is 7-6. So not a ton of quad 1 and quad 2 resume opportunities. Overall 20 wins. Jarrell, I'll start with you first on this one. With a net of 43, is this team in or out?
I gotta go in. I gotta go in again. I'm burning through my ends too fast here. But I feel pretty confident about this one. I was nervous about the first one, but I'm gonna say in. I think having a winning record with the Q1 and Q2 wins, solid net. Whoever that is, they'll probably get in. At least as of right now.
So who would you guess, Rob, that is? Is that
I have a thought. I have a thought on who it is because of what the record is and knowing the teams that are kind of in that bubble situation. And I will say this. I'm going in, and I think I'm going in because I think winning has to matter, right? I have a big problem with power conference teams that are going to have 13 or 14 losses dancing, right? I have a big problem with some of these programs that have not proven their ability to win, especially late in the season, right? there's teams that are going to dance where everybody on the roster has already said, I'm in the portal. I'm thinking about where my next stop is. That's why they're losing games late. What that team is still fighting. That team is still playing for a championship. That team still is locked in on this season. So I'm going in. I think you have to reward teams that find a way to be able to keep it together and win. Winning has to matter. Your metrics can be great, but if you finish 13th in the SEC, like, what are we rewarding there? Give me that team. They're in.
20 wins is still impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. I feel that team's going to get left out. I feel based on what I looked at, based on the committee and their precedent and the way they kind of screw the little guy, and they're going to reward the SEC. You mentioned it earlier. They can get as much as 14 and watch it happen because the SEC and the Big Ten have all that leverage in the football world, and I guarantee you it's going to factor into things. So the little guy's going to get screwed even harder than they've ever gotten screwed. I think that team's out, and I think that team's Boise State. Let's see who it is. Yep.
Oh, bang. Yep. Yeah,
we're
both right.
Boise State at 20-8, 43 in the net, and 7-6 against Quad 1 and Quad 2. Rob, was that your guess on who it was?
That was my guess, and I believe that Boise State should be in, and I will keep banging that drum. I will keep fighting that fight. Forbid NBC. Forbid Mountain West.
Right, where do our bracketologists have them?
Last four in.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go to our next blind resume here for our draft. All right, so this team is 16-13. Sounds SEC-ish. They are 8-10 overall. Their net is 34, so not bad. The resume average metric 50, quality average metric 35.3. Their quad 1, quad 2 record is 9-13. So you can probably at least guess the league that they're from based on the blind numbers. Rob, in or out, sir?
16-13. What are we talking about here? Out. Get them out. Get them out. There's no other analysis that's needed. 13 long. Get them out. Get them out. No.
So, and that ties into your Boise State argument that you value winning. It doesn't matter about the big conferences. And the thing about it is, you know, we talk about this. I know we're on Channel 84 on College Sports Radio on Sirius. We talk about this on Full Ride, and Matt McCall was with us today. And we said, look, in the SEC, it's ridiculous because it's like Nirvana. It's like when you lose, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Excuse my language. But it's like it doesn't matter every time that it happens, right? So I'm going to get yelled at by Olivia or somebody for that. But you know what I mean, right? Like it's one of those things where it doesn't seem to matter. And so that's the SEC. So you said out. Jarrell, your thoughts, sir?
No, I'm with him. 13 losses is 13 losses, and underwhelming conference mark as well, too. Like, I'm going out.
All right. So I agree with you guys, although I have a feeling that team come SEC tournament is going to have themselves a chance to play themselves in. Let's see. Who do we guess that it is? I'm going to guess that it's Georgia. Let's see who it is. Ohio
Big
State.
Team. I knew it.
Get them out.
It's the
Get 'em
Ohio
out.
State Buckeyes.
Get 'em
Where
out.
do we
had the
have
wrong
that?
league, but same sentiment. Get them out.
Okay, projection seed first. I see it in the bottom right, Dagan. Sorry.
Yeah.
So first four out, we have them right now. Projected seed. They're 16-13, a net of 34. Interesting, right? Quite interesting to see Ohio State. You guys are both negative on Jake. Poor Jake Diebler. Just wants a chance.
I got the red shirt on too. Get them out. Get them out. Sorry.